everyone, it's Hayes, and in today's video we are going to be reacting to your Unpopular Miraculous Ladybug Opinions, but I won't be doing it alone because today I am joined once again by Aidan from Cartoon Apocalypse.
Hi. I guess.
Great to have you. It's great to have you back.
Yeah, thank you.
And I 100% made Aidan colour coordinate with me, assuming he's wearing what I asked him to.
I found whatever blue shirt I have. It's like a darker blue.
Thank you very much. So a couple of days ago I put up a post asking for your unpopular opinions and you very much did deliver. Most of you know I reply to most of the comments, so yeah, I recognise usernames and profile pictures. But on the replies to this post there were accounts I have never seen before, I didn't know existed, so I don't know if it was a mixture of you're getting excited because I said it was for a collab with Aidan so wanted to comment, or because you have like repressed anger towards the show that you just needed to let out. Oh my god, the first comment we're gonna look at is something else. But before we really get into this, I just want to remind you all that this video is for fun. During the course of this video, me and Aidan are both gonna agree and disagree with the opinions that we talk about, and we'll probably agree and disagree with each other, but it's just for fun. I don't want anyone falling out over this. Like I always say, besties don't always agree with each other, but besties always respect each other's opinions. So yes. Don't worry about it, okay? It's a show for 10-year-olds. I don't want anyone falling out because me or Aidan disagree with something one of you says. It's just for fun, so please don't take it too seriously, okay? Okay, Aidan, do you wanna read the first one?
The first one? You want me to have the honors?
Yes, please read the first one. I think you're gonna love it. As soon as I saw this one, I knew it had to go in the video.
All right, I guess by Dead Mech from 11 hours ago, obviously. Not actually 11 hours ago, but anyway. I hate Luca. He has no character flaws, no imperfections, no real conflicts. He is unreasonably good in every way, which would just be boring if the mere sight of him wasn't a collage of every drug-addicted pretty boy musician who turned out to be a serial abuser or woman that I've ever met. That's a hot take.
Do you agree or disagree?
I agree that Luca doesn't really have any problems. Like, yeah, he's kind of like the perfect character, at least that we've seen. To be fair, we haven't really seen a whole lot of Luca.
No.
So I think that plays into it. We're really only seeing him like from Marinette's perspective, and he's obviously trying to put on a good face because he likes Marinette, right? So he's obviously going to be the best version of himself when he's around Marinette, and that's really all we see of him. So it's not like we can see any other version of him. So yes, I would agree that, you know, it would be nice to see more of his character flaws, but not to say that he doesn't have any. We just haven't seen any. And then I don't know if I would, like, you know, stereotype every, you know, like, pretty boy musician. I don't feel like
Luca would get addicted to drugs or abuse women. I really like Luca. I think Luca's lovely. I don't think he would ever do any of those things. Yeah,
I don't think so either. And I think that's, you know, you're just sort of stereotyping at that point. But,
yeah,
you know, I agree that Luca, it would be nice to see more of Luca's, like, flaws and stuff.
Definitely. Okay, let's look at the next one. So unpopular opinion, the season 4 finale is the worst finale. Agree or disagree?
Disagree. Season 3, all of the way.
Yeah.
100% the worst finale.
I agree, yeah. I'm always like going back and forth whether I prefer the season 2 finale or the season 4, because the season 2, well, I mean, the season 4, so Risk is quite happy, but Strike Back is really kind of sad, bittersweet because of what happens in it, whereas the season 2 finale is a lot happier, even though Catalyst on its own is kind of like a useless episode.
Yeah,
Mayura I think is a really good episode, so I really enjoy going to watch the season 2 finale, whereas season 4, by the time I finish it, I'm always kind of sad. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think season 3 is definitely the worst one so far anyway.
Yeah, season 3 didn't know what was going on. Like, season 4, yeah, it was sad to watch, but at least, like, it got your emotions working, and it was like, ooh. Season 3, just Master Fu lost his memory. Like, that's what happened. It's like, the fights weren't super memorable.
Don't care about that.
Yeah, it's just not good. Not good. So, yeah. Definitely season 3 is the worst.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the season 4 finale was pretty good, actually. I think it was, even though I prefer Mayura, I think the writing of it was really solid. I love Strike Back. It was a great episode.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to read the next one? I saved this one for you as well.
Sure. By Tiki Dupenchang. Hawk Daddy is the most handsome and simp-worthy character in the entire show. Heart emoji. Actually, he's the most handsome character to ever exist.
Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I like his character design. I don't really care for it in season 5 though. I like his other design, but he does look cool and he looks like very fitting for his role. I mean, like, kind of. I feel like. Go ahead.
I feel like in earlier seasons he was kind of not like a comic villain, but like I never really took him that seriously up until like towards the end of season 4, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas this season he has actually become like he's finally using his brain for once, and he's actually become like a proper threat. So his outfit this season is, well, both of his outfits, both for Monarch and as Gabriel, they're both really sinister, kind of.
Yeah.
They kind of creep me out.
Yeah, I mean, at first, the first design for Monarch, like before he got control of the
that was
rings,
awful, yeah.
that was horrendous. But
I hated that.
yeah, I mean, I prefer the season 1 design of Hawkmoth and probably the season 1 design of Gabriel. But, you know, season 4 they're okay. Or season 5, sorry. Yeah. Sometimes I forget which season we're on. But yeah, I don't know if I would say he's simp worthy. He's definitely a terrible person and human being, and looks doesn't make up for it. But I mean, I guess if you're only
forget about his personality and everything he's done. Just focus very superficially on how he looks.
Yeah. So to me, it's more than just looks. But you know, to each your own, I guess.
Okay, next one. I don't like the Scenty monster theory, and so I choose to ignore it. If they wanted to do this, they should have thought about it from the beginning, because it feels too forced.
I agree.
I have a feeling I already know what you're going to say. Why do you agree with that, though? Because I really disagree, because I feel like they did plan it out from the beginning.
They could have, but they should have started, like, seasons 1 through 4 should have been condensed into 1 season, or 2 seasons max.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but
I agree somewhere. The reason why it's kind of like that is because when you write for children, often like children's broadcasters, not for all shows, but for most shows, especially for the age group Miraculous is targeted at, they like to just show them in whatever order. So with like most season 1 and season 2 episodes, like 95% of them, you can show them in whatever order, and it doesn't matter. Like, for all the season 1 episodes, it doesn't matter what order you watch them in. The show makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. Apart from Origins, you need to watch the rest in order, and I would say maybe watch Volpina last, but the rest, it doesn't matter in the slightest. So, but when kids shows get more popular, they allow them to have like a plot that continues over several episodes, like in season 4 and like in season 5. So whilst I see what you're saying, at the same time, I don't think at the time the show was starting they would have let them do that. But I do feel the Scenty monster stuff was planned from the beginning, because, so do you know, I always forget the name of the painting, but do you know in Gabriel's office, the like golden portrait of Emily?
Yes.
It's based on another painting. I'll put the name on the screen because I've already forgotten it. And that painting was given to a lady who couldn't have children, and her husband gifted her the painting as like a present because she couldn't have children. So I'm assuming Adrian is a Scenty monster because she also couldn't have children, or maybe Gabriel couldn't have children. And that's like what the portrait is a reference to, and that painting has, I'm pretty sure, has been there since season 1, right?
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Yeah, so I feel like it was planned out from the start. But like at the same time, like no, we didn't even get the first Scenty monster until the final episode of season 2.
Right, yeah, well, I still feel like, for me, not enough plot in the beginning, which I understand what you're saying, but for like their older audience, and they're more like obviously their main audience that they're trying to appeal to is the younger kids, but like the people who are out online talking about it are definitely in the teenage, you know, and up range.
Yeah.
So for us, it sort of feels like we've been forgotten.
I guess, but like there's only, I mean, the show has gotten like season 1 compared to season 5, the show's gotten a lot more serious. Just by
Yeah,
comparing
aside from the
those
animation.
2 seasons alone. The animation is... I mean, I don't know enough about animation. Honestly, I don't usually care. The only one I really ever noticed that being bad, but I think everyone did, was Cheelin last season.
Yeah.
It was so awful.
Alright, by Carefree, Marinette is very well written. I think they're missing an A in there. Marinette is a very well written protagonist, and she's way more interesting than Adrian. I mean, I suppose maybe. I guess it depends on what metric.
I feel like they're equally as interesting as each other. I think maybe more... I think, in my opinion, the thing that makes Adrian interesting is his family. I don't think Adrian alone is that interesting of a character, whereas Marinette on her own, if you take away her family, I feel like she's a lot more interesting of a person than Adrian is.
Okay. I think Adrian has like a lot of trauma though that like is unexplored and sort of ignored in the show. So I feel like, you know, he could start to explore that. They're probably not going to go that deep in a show like this anyway, but I'm just saying realistically, you know, he would have trauma that would make him a more interesting character to actually like open up and like see his inner thoughts and feelings.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they do explore his trauma, but in a different way, because like it is for children. They can't come outright and say it, so I do feel like they do explore it. It's just in a really different way, really.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of like with like how Adrian is, like, he struggles with relationships and stuff because of how his dad treats him.
Right.
So they show it in a different way. Obviously it's not obvious enough probably for the children watching to pick up on it, but I still think they do explore it. But if it was for an older audience, I feel like Adrian would do better as the protagonist. Like if, like I know the show is aimed at like 8 to 10, if it was aimed at like 13 plus, I think Marinette would be too immature for the protagonist. I think Adrian should be the protagonist if it was for teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, next one. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion, but my friends definitely don't agree. I still ship Gabe Nath. It's still my OTP. Do you ship Gabe Nath, Aidan?
Not anymore. I did when Gabriel was salvageable, but nah, he's too far gone now. Natalie needs to get out of there.
I know,
She's only there for Adrian at this point.
That is true. I'm still hoping for it because I think they're so cute together, but also Gabriel has been horrible to her as well, so I'm like, it's probably would be the most toxic relationship in the show if they ever got together.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for her though, because like she spent all this time helping him and it's awful.
Yeah.
I think Natalie actually, in my opinion, is the best written character in the whole show.
I think a lot of people agree with that.
Complex. Yeah, like I think she's definitely the most complex with all the different conflicting things she's got going on. Like, yeah, like she understands what she's doing is wrong when she was helping Gabriel, but because she loved him, she didn't care, and now she's just trying to help Adrian. She realized what she's done is wrong and stuff. So
right.
I think she's definitely the best out of them.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. Okay. By Nita Murali, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Ephemeral was a bad episode. It was poorly written, and it was obvious that it was rushed. It would have been good to see more of the relationship between Adrian and the reactions didn't feel real. They hyped it up so much as being the 100th episode and the best you'll see when it definitely wasn't. I would agree. It sort of was like overhyped, and they had a lot going on in the episode. Yeah, what do you think?
I think it's probably one of the worst episodes. One of the worst episodes of the show, but like I feel like there have been even worse episodes on it, but because it was meant to be the 100th episode, like usually when like all 100th episodes of shows are pretty much amazing, and I feel like it was like a huge letdown, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think it was good in the slightest, because I really like the Love Square. The Love Square is the whole reason why I watched the show. So when the reveal happened, and like, don't get me wrong, it was cute when they had the different reveals, when they did Adrian first and then Marinette afterwards, but it was, the pacing was all over the place. It was so bad, and like the whole time I was just like, Suhan, like I know after what happened in Furious Fu, Cat Noir doesn't like you, but if at the end of a fight you just went up to them and were like, hey, I need to know your identity, Ladybug says it's okay. Like, I'm sure he'd tell you. I don't understand, like, the whole plot is like, Ladybug needs to find out who Cat Noir is. I'm like, well, if Suhan's so bothered, why don't you just go and do it yourself?
Right.
But then for at the end of the episode, for Ladybug just to turn around and be like, well, you know what, even though you're basically like her manager or whatever, she doesn't even have to do what he says anyway, so what was the whole point of the episode in the first place?
Right.
It was just stupid. So I don't get it. I remember seeing on Twitter someone was like, they were being deadly serious. They were like, Ephemeral's one of the best episodes of the whole show, and I was like, you must have seen a different version of the episode then, because it was awful.
Yeah, no, the people who say it was the best are the exact kind of people that they were trying to placate to. In that the main goal of that was to get another reveal. That was the whole point. Like, that's the whole point of the what ifs, is because they want to tease you with with the reveals, and like, ooh, here's another form of the reveal, how it could happen. You know, it's like, okay, but obviously it's not happening, so let's not do it. You know, there's no point in doing it if it's not actually going to be anything. So for the people who really just like the reveals and only watch that part of the episode, yeah, cool. But for the rest of us, no thanks.
Yeah, the reveal was cute. I did like it, but like it was the rest of the episode was too bad for me to even really appreciate it. It seemed like to me the bad first draft of Cat Blanc, and then they came up with Cat Blanc, decided it was far better, got rid of Ephemeral, and then came back to it and didn't bother improving it. Because like Cat Blanc is basically the same episodes, just done in different ways, and Cat Blanc's just the better version of Ephemeral, basically. So.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, the next comment. I think Miss Hound has a cute outfit. And I already disagreed in the comments. I didn't reply to most of these comments, but the ones I automatically agreed or disagreed with, I did reply to. And this is a hard disagree. Her outfit is so ugly. I hated it.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. She showed up like once.
It was like this weird jumpsuit with white tights and this beret, but it wasn't like a floppy beret, it was like a really stiff hat that kind of looked a bit like a frisbee with ears. it wasn't good. I think it's probably one of the worst hero designs in the whole show. But I really liked Felix's dog outfit and I liked Alex's dog outfit. They were really cute, but Sabrina's was absolutely awful. I do not understand anyone who likes Sabrina's outfit. No, disgusting. Awful. Yeah. I never want to see it again. Like, Gabriel can keep the dog Miraculous so Sabrina never gets to use it again because it was terrible.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like most outfits in this show, so I would probably agree with you.
Oh, really? Which ones do you like then?
I like Cat Noir. There's a few that I like. I'd have to like see like a list of them. But I like Luca's design. What's his name? Transform.
Viperion.
Yeah, Viperion. I like Viperion's design.
I can't believe you forgot his name.
I know. Okay, look, it's been a while. We haven't seen him in a while. It's been since
fair enough.
What, like season 3 or 4?
Oh, we saw him in Wishmaker, and he was in Ephemeral.
Yeah, it was season 4. That was a while ago.
Wasn't it only? Well, I'm about to say this year, but it's only the start of the year after. It only finished mid last year.
Oh,
like
really?
May time. I've already forgotten. Yeah.
I was watching it real time.
I'm pretty sure
as they were coming out.
Okay. I'll let you off then. Right. Okay. Do you want to read the next comment?
Yes. Capelong is overrated. It's an okay episode, but most of the goodwill people feel about it comes from how novel it was at the time, just in terms of structure. Jumping between present and future, tone, Cat killing literally all of Paris, if not the world, and OMG, Cat got akumatized. What? But now that's all died down. The animation quality is really only okay, and the actual episode, in terms of its own plot, or its actual plot and characters, is the same level as your average enjoyable Miraculous episode. It doesn't deserve to be regarded as something special. Also, for Aidan, Marinette is a sentient monster. I agree. Marinette probably is.
You agree with
monster.
that?
But
why? Why have you?
Cat belong. It was an okay. I would probably agree with this. Like, it was an okay episode. Like, I personally didn't really think it was like, ooh, groundbreaking, you know, because it was a what if episode. I don't like what if episodes. Just make it into a real episode, because at that point there might as well not have been an episode. Like, that's my take on what if episodes. But like, sure, it's a cool concept, like, traveling between time and the reveal, ooh. But yeah, I mean, the animation quality wasn't good. Like, people tend to praise it because, like, ooh, DQ did it and it was good for DQ. Like, yeah, it was good for DQ, but that doesn't say much. And it still had this like white blue filter on throughout the entire episode, which looked terrible. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So I'd probably agree with this comment.
Even the Marinette being a Scenty monster part?
100%. If Cat Noir, or well, I guess Adrian, if Adrian and Felix and Kagami are Scenty monsters, then might as well make Marinette one too.
Okay. Okay, so the next comment, Alia and Nino are terrible friends to Adrian and Marinette. Do you agree?
Yeah. I made a whole video about that.
Did you? Oh, I didn't watch it. So.
Yeah, it was my, what was the most recent episode that came out? The one with Lila.
Revelation?
Yeah, I think it was that. Like, my favorite episode. Yeah. Whatever it was. Yeah.
I mean, like, they were bad friends in that episode. Well, I mean,
no, Alia were. They 100% were.
But Alia did help her in the end. Like, she helped her with the ladybug stuff. I was really expecting, though, during Marinette's bedroom, I thought they were going to have, like, a huge fight with each other. I was really sad that it ended within, like, 3 seconds. I was expecting so much more than the fight.
No, Alia and Nino are just terrible friends.
I don't think they've been terrible the whole way through the show.
Every single time, whenever Lila shows up, they become terrible people.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't think. I mean, like, Nino wants to help, like he says in Guilt Trip. He feels bad that he can't help Adrian stand up to his father, and like Alia's been really there for Marinette. Like, it seems like they're having a sleepover like every other night.
Yeah, sure, but then you look at like this one girl, like, this one girl comes into the school, is lying to everyone, very obviously lying. And, she sides with her on every single thing. And then when Marinette tries to voice her concern, or Adrian tries to voice her concern, like, hey, look, we actually have a serious problem. Alia and Nino are like, yeah, right. These people are awesome. We love these people. They're perfectly fine. And it's like, you're just going crazy. It's like, that's not how you treat, like, even if you did believe that, right? A good friend would still listen to your concerns and not dismiss you, and then, at least try to be there and try to understand. It's not a matter of like, if you initially agree or disagree. It's, if your friend is feeling this way, there's a reason they're feeling this way. It's not just they're going crazy,
One thing that does annoy me is that most of Lila's lies were about Ladybug at first, and obviously Marinette's disproved them to Alia.
Right.
Because obviously Alia knows Marinette is Ladybug now, and like she knows Marinette would never be friends with her. So whilst I understand Marinette didn't disprove like the rest of the lies about like being a movie star or being like best friends with Prince Ali and stuff, like I feel like she's disproved enough that it should put some doubt in Alia's mind, but Alia just is like, no, it's fine.
Right, yeah.
I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. She doesn't even think about it. Like, she just allows Lila to walk all over their friendship. It's terrible.
Yeah.
I'm just going to state this and leave. I think season 5 is a step down from season 4.
I agree so far.
I would actually agree with that. Not in terms of like plot. Like plot wise, they're making a lot of strides in season 5, which is good. But as far as animation quality, and I feel like just something about the vibes of season 5, it just doesn't feel right. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel like miraculous. It feels just like a lot more boring, and I'm like less excited to watch it. You would think like as a plot based season, I should be more excited to watch it, but it's like I just don't really, I'm not like feeling it, so
I agree. I haven't enjoyed this season anywhere near it. Like, don't get me wrong, there's been moments I really enjoyed, like I said, I love the Love Square, so I've been enjoying all of the different Adrianette things that have happened this season. But even then with the Love Square, I feel like them getting together has also been really rushed, and I'm getting kind of worried about the reveal and how it's gonna go down. And like, we've already had it like twice more before, so I'm like,
right.
I feel like this one's going to be the final proper one. I'm kind of worried about how it's actually going to happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've had 2 tries to, make it right, so we'll see. But yeah, I feel like the fandom, like just something about this season, and it may not even just be the season, it may be the way it's being aired, and Gloob's airing, 2 episodes at a time. That's not how you do a show. That's not how you air a show. Like, unless if it's like a special, where it's like a 2-part special, yeah. But you don't want to air 2 episodes back to back, especially if they're nowhere near each other in episode order. And so it's just like...
Yeah, I don't mind when they did 19 and 20. I still didn't like it, but I was like, well, at least they're next to each other. But when they did 12 and 18, I was like, well, what was the point of that?
Right, yeah.
And I was like, is it just because there's singing in both episodes? Is that why you picked those 2? Is that they're not connected in really any other way. They both feature Kagami heavily, and they both have 2 random songs in them.
Yeah, well, they also just both happen to be finished.
Oh, yeah, there's that as well.
But it's like, you would think that if you wanted to keep the hype around for longer, you would space out the release so you could have one every week and then keep people excited each week, You don't want to just air it and get it over with.
Yeah, I prefer to wait like that. I know it wasn't Gloob, TF1, Tfu, the French network, when they aired. They did like Determination on one day, and then they did like 4 episodes the week afterwards. Yeah, I really disliked that because like that as well. First of all, I've still got all the episodes mixed up because I saw them all one after the other, so I was still confused which events happened in which episode. Whereas a few weeks before they had Destruction and Jubilation, and it was a week apart from each other, so I remember both of them clearly. Right. So it was just really hard to digest, especially because they finished with Elation, which was like a huge episode because what happened with Marinette and Cat Noir in that one. Whilst I love Miraculous, I don't like seeing so many episodes all together. There are so many reasons why I haven't enjoyed this season as much, but the weird airing schedule has been definitely one of the reasons.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I would agree. And I feel like just the fandom is like, I don't know, just if the fandom feels different this season. Like, it's just...
Probably because of all the leaks.
I don't know.
It hasn't been good.
Probably. I feel like that has to be a big reason. It's like when half the fandom knows what's going on, they don't want to watch our, videos like, ooh, what's going to happen? Because they already know what's going to happen. And that sort of ruined it as well. Yeah.
So there you go, besties. That was us reacting to your unpopular opinions. There were loads and loads of comments, so I'm sorry we couldn't react to all of them. I think that was community post I got with the most amount of comments under. I don't usually get that many comments under community post. So thank you very much for all submitting your ideas and getting the chance to release your apparently repressed anger towards this show. Aidan, did you enjoy it?
I did. This was a lot of fun. We'll have to do a second one. Just reacting to bad takes.
It'll be great. It'll be fun to do after the end of the season, see what people's views are. Because like we're coming up into like the end of the arc, so it'll be fun to see if anyone's views have changed. Because like I'm hoping by the end of the season I'll have really enjoyed it, but with we're over halfway done with the season, and I really don't like it so far, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll change my mind by the time we actually get to see all of it and I can see it in order without getting worried about getting it all spoiled for me by some random person on Twitter.
Yeah.
So I'd love to know what you think about all of this, besties. I hope we didn't offend any of you. I felt like we kept it fairly mild. Even though we expressed our opinions, we didn't get into an argument, which I'm relieved about. I was worried we'd start arguing, to be honest, Aidan.
You wanted to start arguing?
No, I didn't want to. I was like, when I suggested this video idea to you, I was like, I like this idea, but what if we disagree so badly during the video we just start shouting at each other?
I don't think that's gonna happen. I feel like we're more similar in, how we view Miraculous than you probably think, so yeah. And I feel like a lot of people in the show, if people just say it's like a hot take, it's a hot take for like, non critical enjoyers of Miraculous, it's like...
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these weren't super hot takes.
No. I think the first one with Luca was a really big hot take, and when someone said the season 4 finale wasn't that good, no, I think the season 4 finale is probably one of just in general, without being a finale, the strongest episodes in the show, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing we really differ on is our opinions on Scenty monsters. The show. I think otherwise we generally agree about the show. So that was a relief for me. So I'd love to know what you think about this video, besties. We're also going to film a video for Aidan's channel. I'll link it down below, so be sure to go and check it out. Thank you so much for coming on my channel again, Aidan.
Of course, thanks for inviting me. It was a lot of fun.
It's no problem. So I'd love to know what you think of this, besties, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!